Hi guys, this is the midpoint of two different points. I'm gonna go through an example properly in a second, and we're gonna just fill in the formula. But first, I just want to show you where the formula kind of comes from, and why the formula works. So, if I'm just gonna pick two nice simple points just to show this. So, if I was to pick the points 2, 4, so the point 2, 4 is there. And I was to pick the point 6, 6, 6. So what the midpoint actually is, the midpoint is the point that is exactly in the middle. So for this one, it looks nice and simple. So you should be able to kind of pinpoint on the graph which point is exactly in the middle of those two. So it's going to be this one here. So it would be the point 4, 5, and you can see that because you have to go kind of two boxes diagonally to get to it from 2, 4, and you have to go another two boxes diagonally to get to it from 6, 6. So the answer for this one would be 4, 5, but obviously you won't always get ones where you can see it as easily on the graph, and you'll often get midpoints that have fractions in them and so on. So it won't always be as easy as that. So if you kind of look at what's happening here, what I want you to focus on is the two x coordinates. So the first x coordinate is 2 and the second x coordinate is 6. If you kind of look at what's happening, what we're actually finding is we're finding what's exactly in the middle of the x coordinates, and that then is 4. An easy way to pick to find the number that is exactly in the middle of two numbers is if you add them together and divide by 2. So if I do 2 plus 6 and then I divide that by 2, then that will find the number that is exactly in the middle of 2 and 6, even if it's a fraction or whatever, or if there's minus numbers in it. So 2 plus 6 is 8, divided by 2 is 4, so I'm getting what I got here. Then if you look at the y coordinates, so the y coordinates are 4 and 6. If I do the same with those, if I do 4 plus 6 and divide by 2, it's a really quick way of finding the number that is exactly in the middle. Now it's obvious for this one that it's 5. Okay, 4 plus 6 is 10, and divided by 2, which is 5. But like I was saying, this is going to help us when we do harder problems or when you look at harder examples. So that's where the formula comes from. The formula is when you take your first x coordinate and you take your second x coordinate and you add them together. So x1 plus x2 over 2. Then you do the same with your y coordinates. So you do your y1 plus y2 and divide by 2. And that's the actual formula for midpoint of 2 points. Okay, so that was just to show you a little, just real quickly about why the formula kind of works, so to help you kind of understand a little bit better. But what I've got here anyway is this is your log tables. So if you go to page 18 on your log tables, you'll see here that the midpoint formula is there for you, so you don't turn it off or anything. You just need to be able to work with it. The others. So there it is, x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So that's going to help us find the midpoint, or the point that is exactly in the middle for any set of points. So here's the example I'm going to do, and I'm just going to use the formula. So formula x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So I'm going to find the midpoint of minus 3, 2 and 4, 8. So see the way this one looks a bit more difficult then because you've got minus 3. So it's kind of harder to see what point is exactly in the middle of minus 3 and 4. Now you could kind of see a point that's exactly in the middle of minus 3 and 4. It'll be 0.5 there, I think. But we'll put everything into the formula anyway. So I'm writing down the formula first. Then my x1 here is minus 3, and I'm going to add on my x2, which is 4, and then divide by 2. Then my y1 is 2, and my y2 is 8, and I'm going to divide that by 2. So minus 3 plus 4 would be 1, and then you've got 1 over 2, or you could call that 0.5 if you want. 2 plus 8 is 10, and then divide by 2 is 5. So a half 5 is my midpoint. So minus 3, 2 was there, and then 4, 8 was up here actually. And then it's telling me that my midpoint is a half 5. So a half 5 would be this point here, be halfway on that. So it does look kind of, so it does look like it's the midpoint, that it's exactly in the middle. Here's this question. If you want to pause the video now and attempt it, and then back on and I'll show you the answer. So you have to find the midpoint of 4, 6, which would be here, and then 8 minus 4, which is here. Right, so my points are 1, y1, and x2, y2. So x1 is 4, x2 is 8, so 4 plus 8 over 2. Y1, which is 6, plus, and in this one you have to be careful because it's a minus 4, so plus minus 4 over 2. Now 4 plus 8 is 12 over 2. 6 plus minus 4 plus minus makes minus, so 6 minus 4 is 2 over 2. So we get 12 over 2, 2 over 2, and then, so 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I'm getting 6, 1 as my answer there. So the point 6, 1 then on the graph would be here. So again, it does look like it's halfway between